Video games have done a great job, more than any other medium and more than life itself, at almost eliminating racism. I know that's gonna sound crazy for some people, and it's gonna be like, well, what about the MW209 lobbies or in Halo 3 lobbies, or even nowadays when people are like throwing around the N-word in text chats and voice chats? Yeah, that still exists. It still exists in online content. It still exists in online video games. It's always going to exist. You wanna know why? Because humans naturally are stupid as fuck. That's why. Only dumbasses talk like that and actually think like that. So that's why dumbasses are always going to exist. But outside of that, nowadays when you look at, for example, the media or social media, because there's always going to be stuff on certain news sites or YouTube or one thing or another where, these different media outlets and YouTubers as a whole are going to be like, oh man, what is this country doing now? What is Russia doing? What's China doing? What's North Korea doing? What's Dubai doing? What are these people in Arabia doing? You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be a bit of a stigma around certain people of color. But I feel like in video games, more than any other video game, even if you hear somebody on there, like there might be some people that make a joke if you hear like an Indian accent on there, if you hear a black guy on there, if you hear an Asian guy on there, some people might throw some jokes around. But for the most part, in any video game community that I've looked at, that I have seen, you're constantly playing with people in other countries, of other races. I mean, back in the day, nowadays I don't play video games with people online nowadays. I still play online games a lot, love playing games like Call of Duty, for example. I don't have friends that I play with just because I prefer to play solo. But I remember, like, back in the day, for example, I had friends of all colors and races. In my friend group, we had people like me that were Asian. We had white people, black people, Indian people. Like, we had a really sizable friend group, actually. And when we got into our Xbox parties, I mean, they were stacked. There was, like, tons of people in there. And it was people of all different, sizes, colors, people with different diseases. I remember my one friend had, like, skin pigments. And, he kind of got made fun of that. He got made fun of because of that. And I know some people might be like, well, it's because you guys were talking over the mic so nobody could see him. But it's like, but that's the point. It just doesn't matter in video games. We don't care if you have skin pigments, if you're fat, if you're skinny, if you're black, if you're white, if you're Asian, if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're a transgender. I don't care. I don't care what your background is. I don't care if you're purple. I don't care if you're a fucking helicopter. I don't care. I just want to know you. I just want to play games with you and just know who you are. I just want to know them on like a personal level, like beyond all that other stuff. Like what is their soul? What is their character? That's what I want to know. And that's what you find out when you play video games with somebody. And that's all anybody ever really cares about. If somebody's cool, if you like their personality, you play video games with them. If you don't, then you don't. Then you guys just don't end up playing together. And I feel like video games, more than any other medium, have done a great job of bringing people together in that way.